Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome 2025. This is season 6, episode 1 of One Mic Night podcast. I'm so happy you're here with me, and I'm so happy that you've all been along with me on this journey. I feel so good. I hope you're feeling good going into the new year. I want to make a couple of quick announcements. Please make sure you go to my social media pages. I have a new show coming out that I'm in. It's a play. It's a fantastic show called Cherry House, written by Frank Dunham Jr. of Creative Stages Entertainment. You saw him in season 4 of One Mic Night, talking about some of his endeavors, but he's a brilliant playwright and producer. And this show is going up on February 12th through February 16th of 2025. And I hope that you all can make it. Get your tickets now. They're already on sale on Theater Row, 410 West 42nd Street. Of course, that's in New York City, Manhattan. So I hope to see you guys all there. The show is phenomenal. Go to my page and find out more details about the show. So I want to see you there. Also, I want to thank Canvas Rebel for doing a second featured interview on me. Wow, they deep dove into my personal history and about One Mic Night and all the things that I've done in my career along the way. So I want to thank you guys at Canvas Rebel, Rebel Magazine, digital magazine publication, for doing that second article. Make sure you go to my page to find that. The link is also in my bio. Outside of that, stick around today because the show is exceptional. Of course, we're going to have my favorite co-host, Shane Mark Tull, licensed clinical psychotherapist, and we're talking about the new year, and we have a special segment today. It's called Ask the Doctor, so you want to stick around for that. Don't forget, this is One Mic Night. I'm Marcos Luis. Stick around. We got a lot of show coming up for you right now. This is season 6 of One Mic Night podcast. Can you believe it? I can. Thank you. It's coming up now. Moment, just do it.
The interior, there has to be some crossing over.
So really that gave me the motivation and the confidence that I could
Because
really
of
do
fear, and 2, because of responsibilities that we make.
What does it, and what are you chasing? Are you still chasing that record deal?
Challenge ourselves, because I even talked with
to have our legacy.
For those people who don't, I'm sorry to interrupt you. For those people who don't,
on photography services or something like that. So
Ultimately, I have.
It picks up years later where one of the characters is actually brought back.
We won't even get into the level of fandom I am of the new.
Trusted with this disorder.
Hey everyone, and welcome to One Mic Night, the podcast that brings you stories of artists and people on their journey, helping to guide, answer questions, and motivate you in life and the business. You know what it is, it's 2025, and this is One Mic Night Talk. And I, of course, am here with your favorite co-host. It's licensed clinical psychotherapist, award-winning, and author of the book, The Mental Health Pandemic, Shane Mark Tull. Welcome back.
Hello, sir. Welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
and all
you.
of it. It's been a journey, but greetings from the motherland.
That's right. We're the man that always travels. Where are you?
Accra, Ghana.
In Ghana.
So, yes, it's beautiful. It's humbling. It feels like home. So for that, I'm so grateful. Yes.
Is this work? Is it a little pleasure? Is it
work? work,
connectivity.
but with a little play. It's work with a little play.
I
Yeah,
like that.
definitely like it. Yeah.
It's good to be connected, especially in that regard,
Mhm.
in a spiritual way and things like that. So that's great.
Indeed.
So
So we're here to
we
2025. Where do we start off?
I I don't even know. Let's start with this. We are 1 week away from elections, and you know how we do on politics. We got to talk a little bit about the elections and where we are, right, in the state of the world.
Yes, yes.
What are your thoughts with where we are, just as, in not only in the United States, but worldwide? Where are we in terms of our perspective of the United States and our incoming president as Donald J. Trump for the second time?
Well, I think in our last conversation, I did say that the election of Donald Trump was not about his character, but more about our character as a collective. But it's important to remember, even though he won, that does not absolve him from being a person with no moral compass. And I was looking at the funeral service for former President Jimmy Carter a few days ago, and just who he was sitting next to. Of all the people, he would be sitting next to Barack Obama,
Right.
who
Yeah.
had moral compass, who he literally hates, but also the fact that they were celebrating the life of a man that have the highest regard for humanity. And what he's done post presidency was much more than what he did in
Much
his
more
presidency.
monumental.
And just look at the split screen of of that event, and we're celebrating a man who held that office and respected it. And we are about to allow this other person for the second time to be in this space where he has created nothing but havoc. That is a very sad commentary on humanity, period.
Yes. And that you said the key words, for the second time. So what does that say about us as, voting people in this country? You touched on it earlier. What does that say about us, taking someone who has, in my opinion, a bad character? And that's, it's not even just in my opinion. I mean, it's proven. These are facts. He's a felon, you know? What does that say about us as people in general who vote him into office again and, have people who absolve his crimes in a way so that's almost just a slap on the wrist?
But it's also important to remember that also 70 something million people did not vote for him, which is kind of half the country. So we need to put out a call to those people, to that half of the country that did not vote for him, to stand up and be ready to defend democracy, because all along we knew he is a threat to not only democracy, he's a threat to decency. So those are the people. And I am somewhat flabbergasted with the coverage that he's getting now. Like people are saying, oh, as bad as he is, at least he won. Winning does not absolve him from being a crude, bad person. And even though people think that he should be in the fact that he won the office doesn't give him rights to sainthood. And I think in time, those people that have voted him into the office, I give them 6 months when they realize that, oh, this was really a bad idea.
Right. And part of that too, the sad part is the damage is done for now. We're stuck with that for 4 years. We're stuck with that for another 4 years. And what he's planning to do, even as we know, with the first day in office, will repeal a lot of things that, this country has thrived on in the last 20 years or 30 years.
Yeah. 40, if you think of Roe versus Wade.
Exactly. 40 even.
I want to
I want to tell you, like, I checked the Gallup poll And the Gallup poll takes a survey of what people think about how the country's run in different polls. Pe in as far as accessing Congress, 20% approval rate for the job that they did in the last 18 months. It hasn't been 30% since 2021. So the country, in effect, is disappointed with the way our Congress is run. There's too much bipartisanship. Congress is not getting the job done. The U.S. government is failing. It's failing the people.
And that is true.
The high court system, Supreme Court, 44% of the people trust it, according to the Gallup poll.
And that's high.
Right. That's very high.
Yes.
30% say it's too conservative. Only 30. So this is what I'm saying. Only 30. Do you think that we are moving towards a different way of life now? You said half of the people, but it's, a little bit more than half of the people who voted these people into office. So is this a trend you think that we're seeing in terms of where the government going, the mentality of the people of the United States? Is this what they want to do? They, as a whole, they want to roll back some things. They think that we're becoming too progressive like the rest of the world. In some effect.
It's scary to think that what you just said, but it's true. And I think one of the things that we have to look for in the first 100 days of Trump is him trying to reduce the power of the Supreme Court.
Yes.
With the amount of power they've already given him, and that's the first step to dictatorship. When you suppress the judiciary, he's already suppressing the media because, all these commentators that were against him, they are truly shifting the narrative more in a very accommodating way.
Absolutely. You just hit my next point. You just hit the next point because the Gallup poll said 31% of the people, trust the mass media. Only 31%. 31% trust the mass media now. That's
but what does that say? If 31% trust the mass media, and that's where we get our information from. Look at what's been going on in the social media space. Jeff Bezos, the Facebook guy, they're all running to Mar-a-Lago.
Mark Zuckerberg, yep.
Zuckerberg giving the party lots of money, giving Trump a lot of money. And this is the leverage he was used in a year to own half of their company.
This is my point. Has there been a shift based on who is now in power that the American people are now, like the expression that they use is these people have gone to kiss the ring. This person is in power, and for fear of other things, funding cut, or people being kicked out of their office, like the head of the DOJ, the FBI resigned yesterday. All these people, the people who were actively prosecuting this incoming president, are now resigning because they know they're going to be fired. They know they're going to be replaced. These people who were standing.
Not to mention, they're going to be persecuted.
Yep. Right.
And
absolutely.
Prosecuted.
Absolutely. And and they're thinking now, what does that look like for me? What does that look like for me? So let me get out. Let me start getting my things together because of what is going to happen. And he's openly admitted that he's seeking revenge on people.
He said he would be the retribution. There is nothing that he will do that he haven't said already. But people just keep saying, just Trump being Trump, it's hyperbole. No, he will do it. And when it's done and people question him, he's going to say, hey, I said I was doing that. So
absolutely. What are your feelings on, I know we touched on this a little bit before about Elon Musk being his right-hand man now,
Listen, they can't have two bullies in the same playground.
Yep,
They can't have, then they cannot have two drama queens in the same soap
that's
opera.
right. Absolutely.
That's
You
a
cannot have
short-lived rule.
you can't have two kings in one empire.
Yeah, yep. It's a short. I'll give him up to inauguration.
Hmm.
Then the fall, and when they follow, it's gonna be really big. 'Cause what Elon Musk has been doing, he's been going directly to Congress folks and saying, "I am going to primary you, or I'm going to support you. This is how I want you to vote." And he has more money than Trump, and we know in America, money talks, and we
Money
know that
definitely talks. Yep.
definitely. So Trump is maybe usurped, and I think he is being usurped, but his ego will not allow that, and he's going to have a huge fight with Elon, and the repercussions of that is going to be earth shattering.
Severe.
It's going
Because
to be severe.
it's definitely going to be severe. We also know that Elon Musk is reaching out to heads of foreign countries and dignitaries and making relationships with them. You know,
Correct.
when you have money, you can do and say whatever you want to, as we see with the current situation happening.
You can be the de facto president.
Absolutely. Absolutely can. Now, we missed out on one big thing, over the break. We missed out with the healthcare challenges. We had the CEO of United Healthcare brutally assassinated by
Correct.
allegedly by a young man who was from a wealthy family.
Correct.
And as we delve a little bit more into the story, we find out a little bit more about his own history with health challenges and possibly the reason why he allegedly, killed
Correct.
this CEO of the healthcare company. Now, there's a whole bunch that goes along with it because we also know that social media, which is now everyone's news, was sort of divided. Half the people were, mad that this happened. You have a life that's taken away, but at the same time, you have millions of people who have had health challenges and challenges getting health care in the United States who were feeling like, yeah, he did it for us.
And the reality of that United Healthcare have a high rate of denying people care.
And yes,
They have an AI criteria that they use, which means it has no human factor in it. And I can relate to that. Years ago, my mom had health care and was ready for surgery, and they said she had a pre-existing condition. She had to wait another year to get that surgery. How devastating! And
right.
that's the story of so many people. But let's be very clear: the murder is never the answer. It's
Absolutely.
never. Then we got to be very clear about that. However, it sparked a conversation that needs to be had. The healthcare system is being brutal to Americans. They're taking your money. They don't want to give you coverage. They find every which way to deny.
Absolutely. And this is what I want to know from you as a person in the healthcare industry. How do you feel about it personally? I mean, not personally, but professionally, because these are your constituents. These are the people in your field. Should we, as the United States, how do we provide a healthcare system that includes mental health and that we can all, benefit from in a way that's human?
Because healthcare has become a business. It's become a business. Years ago,
as has medicine. Yeah.
As is medicine, that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Years ago, researchers will go to corporations and ask and say, "Hey, we have this formula, we need to develop it, it's going to cure X, Y, and Z, we need your support." It started lovely. After a while, corporations went to those same researchers and say, "I want you to create this drug, which will have 5 different side effects and create drugs for goods. So they're making money on top of money on top of money. And there is no human care in healthcare. It's all about the bottom line and money. And do we really need that much to live?
Right.
That every time you deny a claim, your bottom line gets better.
Yeah. Yes.
But somebody dies, or
Mhm.
somebody delayed, or somebody has to go on Medicaid or Medicare, which all around we're pressured. We're the only industrialized country around that has this problem. Universal health care would take care of all of this stuff.
Right.
And we could do it. We just don't have the human moral value to do it because we believe in capitalism, which there's nothing wrong with that. But
And you know
we
what?
must
As you say that,
manage.
absolutely. And as you say that, this just popped into my head. Is that the reason why we don't have more mental health care for homeless people and for people who are way below the poverty level, who are living on the streets, who need mental health care? Is it the money that's doing it? Is that, you know?
What is the money? Because mental health has been the stepchild of healthcare. Whenever they're cutting programs, mental health is whole. Mental health, behavioral health are always the first two things to go. So mental health has not been a big priority prior to COVID. And even with COVID, it has made it more clear. And we realize that mental health is health. And this is important. There's still the dollar doesn't follow the red way. And that's what we need to do. What we need to do. We need to put our money where our mouth is and
That's right.
develop competent, culturally competent healthcare, mental health care for people. We live in a country there should be no one homeless. There should be no one struggling out there with mental health. And it breaks my heart to see it because there are other countries that are doing a good job at this. And we can do it. We can do it. We just feel that I need to have more. And we live in this ideology that me having more means someone has to have less. There's enough for every one of us on this earth.
Absolutely. And at the cost of what? At the cost of what? Having everything, or, whatever you want, at the cost of what? Humanity is the bottom line.
Yeah.
Is the bottom line.
Yeah. If Trump could hear this and really listen and be affected by this, maybe the next 4 years wouldn't be that bad. So I'm going to just put it out there. This is my prayer for America.
There you go. Well, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we got a new segment. It's called Ask the Doctor. So Shane Mark Tull, you're going to be in the hot seat to help everybody.
All right.
So sit tight. Don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, we're back now with Shane Mark Tull. We're in the new segment. It's called Ask the Doctors. So these are the questions that you guys wrote in and you want to know some answers for. So he's here to help you out. First question comes from William from Atlanta. What's up, William in Atlanta? He says, I've noticed that my mood often dips after scrolling through social media, and I feel anxious and inadequate compared to others. How do I manage the impact of social media on my mental health?
A very direct answer: stay off of social media. If that is happening to an adult, imagine what was happening to teenagers and younger children.
Mm.
The Surgeon General just recently said that there should be a warning on social media about mental health because of the impact it has on us. We live in a society that if we put up a picture or we put up something and we don't get 1,000 likes, we're not valuable. And it's really disturbing. You go out to your friends and we're all at the table and we're all on our phones. Everyone.
Gotcha.
That's the grab of social media. So we need to be more, turn on social media, read a book, go for a walk, pick up the phone and call a friend. Pick up the phone, invite a friend out for a walk, to run, for coffee. We need more human interaction. It is imperative. I see people go out on dates, and all they do, they're on their phones, filtering their shots, uploading it to social media without saying nothing to each other. Yeah, I have seen it in America. I see it right here in Africa. It's been happening all over.
Absolutely. Detach from that digital. We got to take some time to detach from the digital. The first thing we do in the morning, everybody gets up, you're on the phone, you're checking to see the messages, you're checking to see who inbox you on Instagram, things like that. You got to take some downtime and reconnect with the physical and the mental of your immediate state. Like, where am I right
And
now?
turn your phone off when you go to bed at night, or turn off those notifications that keep popping up during the night, because you're not really sleeping. Your brain is not really resting
Right.
because it's connected to that, and so you may wake up feeling tired after 8 hours of sleep because you didn't turn off these things that you've been plugged into all day. So on a very in a subconscious way, you're still connected.
Absolutely.
If you
And
turn
even more so than that, put it in a different room. Have your phone charged in a different room. You can do that mentally, and you can also do that because we don't know what kind of radiation is coming from the cell phone too. How about that?
How about that? Don't sleep with it by your head. How
There
about
you
that?
go. Good reasons. All right, let's take another question. The second question comes from T from Richmond, Virginia. What's up, T? Says that lately I've been feeling overwhelmed by my job and it's been affecting my personal life and relationships. What strategies can help me achieve a better work-life balance?
Uh,
Hmm.
I would say I would definitely encourage him to find a therapist to start, or find a support group that where he's able to ventilate his feelings about the challenges of working and having a personal life or a family life. It's hard. Work is hard. Going home to your family, where we're sometimes we're supposed to go home and rejuvenate and revive, and this is a happy landing place. It's not always that happy. And if you're going through stuff, seek some help. There are competent professionals in your area. And especially men, we're not good at going to the doctor, and we're very, very bad at seeing a therapist. Okay?
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
need to do that kind of stuff. And we need to create spaces where men are able to go and be able to ventilate, not just to ventilate the feelings, talk about it, but to get the support they need.
support is the
So
key
I would
word. Yeah.
support is the key,
Mhm.
and you can find that in church. A lot of church have men group, men fellowship. It's a place to talk, but
Right.
sometimes you need the help of a solid clinical certified professional to help you manage through this thing called life. So to T, I definitely recommend seek some therapy, family support, talk to somebody, your pastor, your friend, your homeboys. Because
Absolutely.
it,
Guys' night out.
if
That's okay.
that's not out, I think it would be interesting to see if he starts this conversation with five of his closest friends, they're experiencing the same
Yep. There you go. Right there. The support of your buddies, your friends.
thing. Your peer group.
And you know what? Your partner has to allow that, or whatever, whoever's in your family, you have to allow, you know, these people to go out and get support from others. You need that downtime. You need to find that balance, away from work, because like you said, work is stressful. Family is stressful, and you need
Yes.
time
As
and
much as
space.
you love them, you
It's
trust
stressful.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's take another question. The next question is from Kelly from Atlanta. ATL in the house. Um, I've heard a lot about the benefits of mindfulness, but don't know where to start. How can mindfulness and meditation improve my mental well-being?
Yeah, mindfulness is a good thing.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about
Calm,
that before.
yeah, calm.com is a place to start.
Hmm.
Listening to, like, when you go to bed, listening to the rainforest and breathing, giving yourself permission to breathe. Um, just there are little things you can do. Go for a walk. Go to
Nature.
the park. Take your shoes off. You live in Atlanta, it's not that well, this weekend is pretty cold. But generally it's not that cold. You can go to the park, take your shoes off, walk in the grass. There are a lot of hiking trails. Get your friends together, go for a wellness hike together. Yeah, just those little things. But I think one of the things that we sometimes forget is to practice an attitude of gratitude.
There you go.
Practice an attitude of gratitude. Be grateful that, hey, you live in a city that doesn't get snow and ice every day. And you have a car, you have a home, you have a roof over your head. Basically, maybe you have people that care about you. Like, really, and tap into those things. And
What am
reach
I thankful
out.
for? Yeah.
What am I thankful
Yeah.
for? Write them down. Like, there's, and we all go through this, including me. There's some days I get up, I'm like, oh, but then I start being grateful. Hey, the floors I have, they're cool. I like my red accent wall in my house. When the light hits it, it gives a whole different energy. I'm thankful for the curtains. I'm thankful that I can pick up the
Let,
phone and call my.
let me tell you, you know what? It's not even a bad thing to say it out loud. Just say it out
It is.
loud. Let yourself hear it. Write it down.
Let's
Any of those things.
write, say it out loud.
Yep.
I am thankful for the breath of life. How about that?
That's
I'm
it.
thankful that I've made it to 55 in 2025. I am grateful I get to live my best life doing what I love. And I think that's also important. Let's get involved in activities and in causes that inspire our spirit. I know you gotta work, I know you gotta make a living, but even if it's just volunteering, go to a children's hospital and read stories. Go to a senior citizen
There you
home and
go. Service.
adopt a
Mhm.
adopt a parent. Like, just sit down and have conversation. Because if we're our age and we're feeling isolated, imagine with people that are older than us, how isolated they are, that don't have access to social media or don't have families, that are just there in nursing homes, really sad and just waiting to die. So I really think we have to think outside of ourselves. As hard as things get, I always try to be of service.
I gotta say,
To
I wanna echo what you're saying because I remember even just as a child and a young adult coming up, I used to do that, and that was the best time of my life. I used to go to senior citizen homes, and being an actor, I would go and recite poetry, or I'd do a
um,
monologue, or I just walk around from bed to bed and visit people and say hi because a lot of those people don't even have families, or they're so old and they just need to talk to someone. And so people would start looking forward for me coming every week, and I would brighten up their day, and what I felt in return was even more you know
yes,
so those
yes,
types of things, it just reminds you that it's so much bigger than what you're experiencing now. Just be thankful that you can do that you could share those moments with people
yeah.
you
Or
know
you could buy coffee for somebody, for a homeless person, or somebody that just having a rough time, or you could give them $1. You have no idea what your little act of kindness can do for a generation of people. Believe me, that has been my lived experience. Little acts of kindness truly inspiring and helping a whole generation.
Absolutely.
Gratitude, people. Gratitude.
Gratitude. We're going to take one more question, and it's from Kevin from New York. What's up, Kevin? This one is, let me see. I'm frequently experiencing episodes of intense worry and physical symptoms like a racing heart. What are the most effective techniques for managing anxiety? That's a good one. Wow.
Well, it depends on how old Kevin is and what health he's in. First of all, I will start with see a doctor, get a good physical workup. It could be early signs of whatever it is. Make sure the physical part of it is moved up. He may be having just early signs of hypertension that, if caught, can be eliminated. You can do stuff like walking, a little light jogging. But before you do all those stuff, see your doctor. Make sure it's not physical. And it's a good question. When is the last time you saw a doctor? When it depends on his age. Has he had a colonoscopy? Has he, check his prostate? These are all things that
How's your diet?
Your diet.
Things.
Your diet. Has you been eating more salt or drinking more soda? Things like that. But there are little things that we can do to take care of ourselves. If we've been drinking a lot, it's the holidays, maybe did just suffer a breakup, or did you lose someone? Maybe he didn't get the position he wanted. All of those things collectively add to our sense of being. And anxiety is real. Anxiety is real, and we need to say what it is that, hey, this is anxiety. I need to get help. See a doctor. Definitely, I would encourage him to seek some therapy as well. And, just research shows in these areas, once it is addressed early, it could be taken care of and you could go on with your life. But, prevention. Take care of yourself. If he's feeling anxious, I'm sure his homeboys are feeling anxious. They probably have the same issues. They can come together and have a group and hold each other accountable in terms of diet, exercise, running. Basic things that you can do. Instead of having a boys' night, you can meet up on a Saturday morning and go walking and go hiking. Little things to just increase your heart rate, sweat on it. We always have to think outside. We think that healthcare and change are these monumental things that we have to do to change our lives. They're very incremental, and they're very easy. Just as simple as drinking more water.
Absolutely. And I want to echo again what you're saying. Hiking is great. If there's not a hiking group for you, start one. Get your homeboys, start one. Because that is the best form of therapy, because you guys are walking, you're experiencing nature, you're talking to each other, you're experiencing and sharing information and how you're feeling about certain things. You're talking about your family and coming up with solutions on how you can make things better, because they're probably experiencing the same thing that you are as well. So hiking is a beautiful thing to do. I'm
gonna have a hike.
I know. Listen, I'm in. Count me in. Let's go.
Definitely great.
All right, everybody. So that's it. This segment was called Ask the Doctor. I want to thank Shane Mark Tull for that. Thank you for always giving us good and plausible solutions for, our mental health. And you for sending in the questions. I want to thank you guys all for sending in those questions. If you have more questions and you like this segment, please inbox me once again on Instagram at Marcos Luis, MarcosLuis. Send those questions in, because this is necessary information, and we're not only asking the questions and opening dialogue, we're trying to find solutions for you and for ourselves. So there you go. That's the big thing.
2025 to you. Thank you for holding space for these important conversations. So
Thank
moving
you.
forward, you can always reach out to me. I got you. Thank you for doing
Of
the
course.
work of you.
My favorite
Thank you.
co-host. Let them know where they can find you again.
Shane Tull Clinical Psychotherapy. Same thing on Instagram and all the other social media platforms. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next time. This is One Mic Night. Follow the show, ONEMICNITE. This is season 6. This is the first episode, and it's still getting better and better with you. So thank you guys all for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.